Hello guys, this is allrover, and in this lecture we are going to learn about the what we call the square bracket notation. We have seen the dot notation for accessing the properties or the key elements of the JavaScript inside the object. We have seen the object, and we have the key value pair, and for accessing the value using key we use the dot notation, means object name dot the key value whose value key whose value we want to know. So we have used the notation. We can even use the square bracket notation for accessing the value of any key, and it is even more better than dot notation, because sometimes dot notation fails. I will show you the cases when the dot notation fails, but the square bracket notation is more beneficial than the dot notation, but both can be used. So here in this code example I'm showing you, we have the variable student, and in that we have the key value pair as name, roll number and marks. First I will be running this much code. So student object is created now. Now for accessing the name of the student, we can use student dot name. This will give the name of the student. And student dot semester, we can even enter more values, like we can enter key value pair using the dot operator. So student dot semester we have entered, and semester equal to 4 is entered in the what we call the object. But we can also use the square bracket notation for that. So for that, a student, and inside the big bracket you have to write the property name inside the what we call the apostrophe using the inverted comma. This is what inverted comma. Inside the inverted comma you have to write the property name. So student name, this will give the name. Now we will be seeing the cases when the dot notation will fail. Case 1, dot notation will fail when the variable name is starting with the invalid character. Like I'm showing you the example. See, case 1 is when the key is invalid. Now here my name is written with minus name, not name. Minus name is there. So here it is showing invalid keys there. But in some of the browser you will see that this will not give error, and when you will try to access it using student dot minus name, then it is going to show you error. So dot operator will not work there, but the square bracket notation will work there. But currently since it is a Chrome browser, so it is even going to show you error in the what we call in the minus name, the key only. Here in this fifth number line it is going to show you error. You can see that minus is unexpected token. Now the case 2. Case 2 is when the property is starting with number. We have the key value pair, and inside the object key is starting with any number. Then in that case you will not be able to access that property using the dot operator, but you have to use the square bracket notation for that. I'm showing you the example. See, here in this case 2 is there when the dot notation is not going to work when the property is starting with a number. We have the very object student is created, and see this key value pair. Two properties there and its value is 2, right? So if you want to access this 2, then how you can we have seen that we can do it in two ways, whether you can use dot notation or you can use the square bracket notation for accessing the value of any element of an object. So first we will be using the dot operator, and you will see that it is going to throw you an error, right? So I'm decommenting it first. Dot operator. Now I'm running in the console window this much of code. This much code is run and student object is created. Now I want to access the two value of the two element, two property. So student.to, will it work? No, it is not going to work because it is showing that unexpected number. So whenever the key element is starting with a number, then you are not going to access that uh, key value of that key. But what if we use the square bracket notation? If you use the square bracket notation, then it is going to work. See, student in the square bracket and in the inverted comma, two key element is written, and you can see the output is 2. So this is the benefit of using the square bracket notation over the dot notation. Now, third case, when the dot notation is going to fail, that is when the property is dynamic and the property is changing. Then in that case, dot operator is going to be fail. I am showing you the example. See, case 3, when the property is dynamic. It is similar object that we have seen in the previous example. This is the new thing that I have written one print property function, and it is taking the input as object and it's the property which you want to print, property value which you want to print. And we are in the console window we are outputting it obj dot prop, and it is not going to work because prop is an what you call a dynamic name. It can be anything, it is changing. Dot will work when it is the actual key is provided, not the dynamic key is provided when assigning that key value to any other variable and using dot notation with that object dot that variable to which the key is assigned. It's not going to work. So calling the function print property, student is the object and prop is the key variable to which the key element has been assigned. So it will not going to work, right? Undefined it is showing in the console window because it, prop is not the actual name of the key, it is the assigned value to the key. Name is the actual name is the actual name of the key. Prop is just a variable to which the key is assigned to that variable. So it is not working, but it will work if you use the square bracket notation. I am showing you the square bracket notation example in which it will work. See, same code is there. This is the student object print property function. The only difference is that we are using the square bracket notation, not the dot notation. We are using the square bracket notation, and we are calling the print property function with the values or the argument student and pro. I am running it now. You can see that the output is, we are getting the output, the required result. The reason is the what we call square bracket notation is working in case of dynamic key element also. So in this lecture we have completed the uh, square bracket notation and the cases in which the dot notation is failed, but square bracket notation was working. And there were three such cases. First case was the invalid key, that is some of the keys invalid, starting with some invalid character, then it was not working. And second was the when in key was starting with the number, not with any character, not with any what we call letter, English letter, but it was starting with a number. Then in that case, dot notation was not working. And the third case when it was failing is the dynamic property, that any variable was assigned any variable was assigned the key value to that variable, and using that variable we are accessing the that key value of that key. So there the dot notation was failed. So this is wholly about the square bracket notation. Thank you so much for watching and keep following in the next lectures. Thank you very much.